good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our fellow fighters today. It is Shima and I here at the live stream again and sharing with everyone our thoughts on righteousness and incorporating some of Miles Guo's sharing from the previous years. Now, this is a very different language than what we normally use on this channel, but today Shima and I are sharing it in English, especially to all the people speaking English, whether it's on the Getter platform or on other platforms, and we would like for people around the world to better understand how we're taking down the CCP.
Yes, I'm very happy to welcome everyone to our new program. Actually, we are hesitated for a long time when we got the opportunity to open our channel again and with some new programs. We hope that can find some people at the same age with Eddie and can continue with the English programs in her channel. But unfortunately, with the time zone and with a different, relative life in the daily life, it's very difficult to, to make the plan to be realized. So let's just pretend we are sitting by the fireplace and do some very casual chat.
Which is why we branded it as a living room discussion.
Yes.
Because this is part of our, some of our daily topics and things that can be brought up in a normal household, but except we're sharing it on camera, so people in other households can also engage in conversations and have a look.
Yes. Also, with this program, we hope that everybody can bear in your mind righteous. This keyword can be, lead you in your daily life every day, in any place and any time, and in your mind and with your body and soul. Because this is really important. We are not doing whistleblower movement only, or this is people often we call by ourselves with the civilian movement, with justice, fight for the freedom, democracy. Actually, it's a kind of thing in your daily life with, to improve your, that kind of virtues with your physical situation and your spiritual improvement. So I think that this is also important not only for the youngsters, but also for parents, for the whole family, and the family with other friends in the community or in different friends worldwide. We can just begin our discussing how we understand with righteous the word or how to improve ourselves along the way, in whistleblower movement.
We can say it's a pretty... righteousness is a pretty new theme that's discovered and brought up in these recent years, but it is a very important direction that we can all take. So let's first begin by sharing some of Miles Guo's words from 2026. And this is actually a very recent sharing, so let's go right in. And he said through telephone, "The true meaning of faith is using one's own heart and nature to confirm righteousness and positive energy, rather than demanding that a god or Buddha serve one's personal interests." This is through telephone because currently Miles Guo is in not a very free place.
Yes, just we all know the situation for him.
Yes.
And regretfully, we are not, can have him with us every day years ago.
Yes.
But we'll fight for that.
He can still share through the telephone, and we can still hear, at least from the words of fellow fighters and people that are interested, especially people that's in America, on the words of Miles Guo and some of his own interests. At the moment, it is a pretty difficult time, and it's not very convenient not as convenient as what it was before 2023, when Miles Guo could still share freely on live broadcasts and lots of programs, but at least we can still hear what he wants to say.
And that's really helpful for
Yeah.
for everyone in this movement, and it helps us to understand more this kind of how to say, behavior guidance in your daily life. And also when we discuss our whistleblower movement, at least 10 years now.
Yes.
And everybody feels it's difficult. This is up and downs, difficult situations.
Lots of things that's happened.
Yeah, difficult, things to balance. And how to understand the righteousness is very important. And how to use righteousness understanding to guide yourself out of this kind of, traps in your daily life. And how to balance your physical body and your spirit and soul. And I think that's a big challenge, but we will finally get our way. And the way, or some kind of the tips, Miles Guo already showed us and shared with us, not only in the live streams before, and also use this telephone conversation or messages, from the MDC. I think that this is what we can discuss based on all of this.
Yes. So while before there would be hours and hours of direct sharing and live streams, there are more of snippets that we can hear from Miles Guo now. And these snippets are still very important. So here it's talking about faith, and that we have to understand our own instincts to know what to do next on the path of our life. I think it's a really big topic, so it's going to take some time to break down.
Yes, we didn't do a lot of research work and to present to you a big report. We just do some freely chat, and would like to inspire ourselves and and our audience to discuss this topic.
But I think what's really important for righteousness is when a lot of people see the whistleblower movement that Miles Guo has launched around the world, and they see this huge group of fellow fighters, which includes us, and they see that our goal is to take down the CCP, then a lot of people might wonder what can guide us through this journey and what can help us
Without
continue.
faith, you cannot get through all the difficulties and up and downs, zigzag ways.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why holding your faith and back to your tradition and balance your spiritual and physical body together, that is a way.
Yeah, and plus, we also have to squeeze plenty of time from our routine to continue a lot of other work. And in a way, this is also a type of volunteer work, because it's a charity that can help people inside China and people around the world, because the Chinese Communist Party is going to affect people all around the world if we don't stop them. And that's why a lot of people have been, over these years, including Miles Guo, have continuously been whistleblowing lots of information that's really important for people to understand the current situation. And the really huge event that we have witnessed already was the pandemic during the lockdown years, during the last couple of years. And right now, it's a lot of worldwide news and lots of things that can seem really huge, but at the same time it would affect everyone, including us. So righteousness would help us understand how we are going to continue this path while staying true to our heart.
Yes, let alone this kind of understanding will helpful to your daily life, but also in our the big aim to fulfill our duty and responsibility to the justice. We think that if you can know more or discuss more or do action to practice the righteousness in your daily life, in your real life, and also can do a lot of practice with improvement for your virtue, for your action, for your wisdom. I think that could maintain your energy, as Miles Guo mentioned, the positive energy deep inside in your heart, and it wouldn't fade away. That's one kind of engine to help you to produce the energy, the positive energy without any stop.
Yeah, like I know if you are not in the mood to do something, then you
Sometimes,
can't. Then it's very difficult to do it right. So there's people who say just leave it for a while, even if you feel like you're losing something or you're behind. And it's best to come back when you feel better about everything, so you don't make a lot of mistakes, and you'll have better productivity.
Yeah, that's also another tips, and some suggestion or advice. Miles Guo mentioned many times in the live stream. Try to be happy. Try to get that harmony. Try to get that balance. Just like you play the piano with your 2 hands and many fingers, and each finger got its own job to do. So sometimes if you feel you're just in a kind of blue, and you feel a little bit, low mood in that day, just forget it. To go out to breath the fresh air, go some bush walk, do some exercise, even do shopping, and even hold a party. And also that's part of the righteousness, because righteousness means you should be your true self. You should be hold the faith in different situations, but still find that true self in different environment.
Yeah, I mean, just today we gave a fellow fighter some food and some gifts as a way to keep
let her to feel the friendship,
connection,
the caring, our how to say to help,
friendship, fellowship. It's a really important part. It's just like how people give gifts during some event like Christmas or birthdays. It's a way to express that you still have that faith in someone, and you have that very positive energy, and also to keep friendliness. So I think that is more important, like between people. The connection between people is more important than just facing towards the sky and asking for a god or a Buddha or some spiritual entity to save you. I think that is more grounded in things that we can see.
Yes. Just now you mentioned the faith, you mentioned the gift. Actually, for righteousness, I think it's not only the gift that God granted for us, but also it's one kind of duty you should do for the God. No matter what kind of the religion you are in, but actually different religions here included in righteousness. That means no matter the your color, the language, the religion, any kinds of cultural any kinds of themes, or even the geographic feature in your life. Actually, we are the same people. We are the humankind in this planet. We hold the core of the faith and the righteousness actually to bring us together. And you mentioned just now, in this afternoon, we've been to a friend's house and to share our caring, and also to send for some gifts to her. This is really good thing we can do, not only for ourselves but also for the friends around us. Just action, do something in your own way, and that can make the world so beautiful and differently. And I think because the faith deep in your mind is granted by the God, and you should use it. You should let it go and let it be, and let it be the better. So that's the righteousness in my understanding.
So that is what Miles Guo shared very recently, just this year.
Yeah, this
and
is a
I've
very new
mentioned
one.
that he also shared things in the previous years.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a look at something he said in 2021. He said righteousness is the only fit direction for the Chinese people.
Mm-hmm.
And what he means here is that this is the direction everyone, including Chinese people, should follow because it's the right direction. Of course, that's another very huge topic that we can discuss.
Yeah, this is we just let this kind of topic appears, and then we can dig day by day a little bit more. And we also want everyone discuss this because in Getter platform we should do more. Let the people internationally understand what kind of the Chinese and the new Chinese. What is the new image for them, and also for righteousness, we will compare it with the dictatorship or communism. Why Miles Guo mentioned this and pointed out righteousness is the only fit direction for the Chinese people, for the new Chinese people.
Yes, and this was shared during a GTV live broadcast. As we know,
this is
a very
old
old platform, yes. But it's still on the
we
record.
We might let it return.
Yeah, so it's still on the record. The text is still available online, and that's what he said on the 16th of August, 2021. It was during a time when a lot of people were listening to Miles Guo's revelations and sharings, and we also want to bring out these words to show that righteousness is something that Miles Guo has always been mentioning, and it's a topic that's really relevant across the years that we have been in the whistleblower movement. So it's a thing that people think to themselves, oh, well, what step should I take next? And which direction should I face? I think it's not just a religion. It's not actually a very specific religion or a very specific God. Righteousness encompasses everything that's righteous, that's true, and virtuous, which is the path that we should follow.
Actually, Eddie, just now your words, let me think about something, else.
Yeah.
When we speak in English, righteousness, people often, the Western people might say, yes, I'm familiar with it because I can find this word in the Bible because God mentioned many times, that Jesus Christ, mentioned this word many times. But if we speak in Chinese, 正道, and the Chinese people will say, yeah, I know that. He's very familiar with that. It's very simple. And I heard of some, in somewhere. But actually, righteousness or Chinese 正道, they are the similar. That means for humankind, if you can stand rightly or just in the right way, because 正道, the Dao in Chinese means the way. That means you should go in the right way, not the back door or the side way, not go astray. Yes, yeah. So not in the dark place, just to go to the brightness. Righteousness is very important. Although we use different language or different description, different translation to show the meaning. Actually, the core is the same.
It is the same.
Yes.
In fact, we're still learning more about this stuff because if you have seen the history of live streams that we have done on Shima's channel, on Getter or on YouTube, then
I did a lot of
we have
culture
done a
study.
lot of culture live streams, but most of them are in Mandarin. So when we were doing it, especially recently, Shima and I have been thinking, we have been talking about that, yes, this, we say in Mandarin, a lot of Chinese people can hear it, whether they're overseas or even if they're in China, but they can use VPN or some other way to bypass the firewall and see what we are sharing. But what about the people who don't understand Chinese?
Yes.
How would they understand it?
Actually, because we share the platform internationally, yes, on the one hand, we would like to do some Chinese programs to serve for our friends. But on the other hand, we hope that our program in English could help the people in the Western world or, other places, different people. They can understand the new Chinese people's new image because we share the core of the, righteousness. Not only, to cross the language barrier, and we can be hold tight together, especially at the turning point for everyone in this planet.
Yeah, and also as part of the NFSC, we can see that it has a lot of impact on people that, like righteousness has a lot of impact on people that don't know where they should go next. And we also commonly reiterate that CCP does not equal Chinese people and CCP does not equal China itself. And this is a very good starting point because some people might think, oh, so you're from this place, and they might automatically do associations, which is not great. Given the things that we have seen, things that the CCP has done. So it certainly does not represent us. And on the other hand, we can create something that we can go along with, and righteousness is the direction that we can say, this is something we have, this is a type of faith we have, and this is something that is also commonly mentioned by the leader, Miles Guo.
Yes, without no doubt, life is very difficult, and the reality is very hard, and bring us everyone huge challenge every day. But we can learn something from Miles Guo and would like to fight for to the end.
Yes.
Until we get our duty done.
So this is also on the same day, and I believe on the same live broadcast in 16th of August 2021. And Miles Guo said, always remember the principles of righteousness. We recognize them as the goals we pursue.
Yes.
So along with being a direction, it is also a very important goal. It's always being pursued by us and fellow fighters around the world. So Shima and I, we are in Australia.
Yes.
But there are fellow fighters in America, in Canada, in New Zealand, even in Europe, Asia, everywhere around the world.
You can name out from the world map.
I'm thinking of all the lists. It's a very long list. So we have to condense it when we're talking about it. But it's a very important principle. So it's something that can keep us guided. And it also reminds me that, I think certain types of faith and those types of spiritual, you can say events or ceremonies, they have been almost banned inside China because like for example Christmas, or it doesn't mean just a single religion, but anything that can describe your spiritual worship or your free mind and freedom. So that thing, they just want you to believe in the government.
Yes, and from this screen of Miles Guo's words, and I would like to point it out, the principles is very important. Nowadays, people in CCP China are distorted, and with this communism and dictatorship regions brainwash, people lose the principle under the high and very pressure life-seeking goal in their life. But this is not people's problem. This is a region's problem. This is a whole system's problem, because this communism brainwash system to force the people to they just
Lose
at the
track
last,
of them.
yes, lose track of the
I'm also
principles
thinking
without
how
any
I
bottom
can
line.
describe it, because it's a very prevalent subject,
Yeah.
but it's also constantly changing. So Shima and I, we are continuously learning about the righteousness. We have even done 33 episodes in Mandarin regarding this topic, and also a lot of Miles Guo's discussions. But now I think by changing to English, we can have...
We don't have time to prepare, actually.
Yeah, but
frankly speaking, this is a very big challenge. We have to shift to different kinds of charity positions, work, and back to this live stream, and directly to bring up all of our understanding and discussing to you in front of the camera. But we should do this. And a very good beginning is half done. Like people often
and
said.
I feel like it kind of strikes another place in the brain. Like it's activating another hemisphere of the brain by continuing in another language that we understand and that we know. So in this case, righteousness is a very important goal that we pursue, and it's something that is brought along. Like that, we can even name fellow fighters that have the name righteousness. They've named themselves righteous because they know it's very important. So when we differentiate people, whether it's online or in person, there's many ways we can know, oh, this person is familiar with Miles Guo. Oh, this person is familiar with righteousness. This person is in the whistleblower movement. And they can name out a lot of different things that maybe it would take a while to understand, especially when we first entered the movement. So even now, because there have been years and years of continuous live broadcasts by Miles Guo, so there's a lot of things to unpack.
Yeah, actually, I am holding very firm belief. All of the people from different countries in different languages, they cannot get into our live stream. They just pass by our live stream, this channel, and they just see from the cover of this program, and they know these keywords, righteous way, and they can know what kind of the people and what is the key we are holding in our program.
Yes, so that is up to date today, and you can see this was something that's shared 5 years ago and something that is shared today. And if you have realized on the first slide that we have shared, which was Miles Guo's words through telephone, this was this year on June the 4th. And if you are familiar with the whistleblower movement and our sharing, June the 4th is a very special date.
Yes.
For the NFSC
founding day.
And it's also a day that commemorates the protesters at Tiananmen Square.
Yes.
So that's a very important date that we can share.
Know the history and we can go forward.
Yep. So that's our sharing for today. Righteous way, righteous say. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Especially those that can understand English. And
let's just discuss together.
Yes. And we will see you next time.
See you. Goodbye.